We're going to start with the 2001 Fruitport football team.
Oh, the 2001 football team? Well, if I'm going to talk about the football team, then I'd better do this. Wow, after all these years, it's my turn in the circle of light. Those of you who know what this is, know what this feels like. 2001 was a special team, not just that senior season when we went to the Dome, but boy, those seniors, their freshman year, they were 8-1. Their sophomore years, they were 7-1. Their junior years, 7-2 and in the playoffs. So 22-4 in their first 3 years. And then that senior year, undefeated in the regular season and on to the playoffs. I remember clearly after one of the games, Larry Rieger and I would pick up all the equipment and put it in Troji and drive on back to the gym to store everything away. And we're riding on our way back, and Larry looks at me and says, "Just how good are we?" And as it turned out, it was quite good. It was a team in every sense of the word. They'd had a team meeting in the summer before school even began. They set their own training rules and behavior rules for the season, and they stuck with it all the way through. To every one of those kids, team came first. And it's not just the names that you recognize from the paper or the all-star team and the accolades. A lot of unsung heroes are on that team. Jeremy Bosch, Scott Jolman, Dauber, Tom DeYoung, all members of the scout team. They'd have started for any opponent we had that year. But on our team, there were scout team players, and they were there every day working to make the team better. There were a lot of talented athletes on that team and a lot of amazing plays. But all in all, what I remember is wanting to go to work with those kids every day. They were a great group of athletes.
You know, some of these guys, I've had the fortune of proofreading papers for their, and Marcus Langley is applying to medical school, and Greg Mott applying to business school, and we keep in touch, you know, constantly. And as I said, you know, those are the true, I think, marks of a good program, that these guys are going into their lives. They're growing and learning, using, I think our program is a jumping off point, along with their great families that they come from and our great community. And then, you know, they go into life and you keep that contact, and you know that the time that you spent with them is special.
You know, they weren't where they were because of strength and speed, even though they worked hard in the off season to get where we were. I think the thing that made the 2001 season so memorable was the team unity, the chemistry that the kids had.
Then looking back on probably the season itself, one of the most memorable ones would have been during the Tri-County game. And it was Steve Anderson's first touchdown, and just the sheer joy of that kid when he scored that touchdown. And I mean, we were already up, but it felt like we just did the national championship game where he just won the whole entire game for us. I mean, that's the way our team was. I mean, didn't matter who made the touchdown or what, just as long as, I mean, just you see the sheer joy of that person doing it and you experience it as a team.
One of my fondest moments of 2001 football season was we were going in the regional finals playing East Grand Rapids, and they were picked to win, and it was just going to be a good game. And we were just having an absolutely terrible day of practice. And the coaches are just absolutely upset with us, yelling at us. It's just not going well. And I remember they just got so fed up, he grabbed the coaches, Coach Wilson just walks off the coaches off the field and says, "I can't do this anymore." And the players, we all get together, captains start saying stuff to the players, and we decide to run. And we're running for at least 20, 30 minutes. And the coaches come back out, and Coach Wilson just walks in there, gets the team together, and he's bawling. I mean, he's just crying. But he delivers a speech, and he was just so proud of us in that moment. And I know that carried us through the next game. We played one of our best games of the year against East Grand Rapids, and it was just a great moment because he really did care that much about our team.
There were so many great memories. I think the one that sticks out in my mind the most is the win over East Grand Rapids in the regional finals. I don't think that we were really considered the underdog until we got to the state finals and played Farmington Hills Harrison. But I didn't think people really expected us to win when we played East Grand Rapids. And we went behind in the first half. Actually, we heard from some of the people sitting in the stands that were on the East Grand Rapids side that at halftime, East Grand Rapids fans were calling down to Pontiac to make room reservations.
So my fondest memory of the 2001 football season actually came during the Spring Lake game. I can't remember exactly how many sacks that our team had, but I just remember us being very proud of our defense and us wanting to go into Spring Lake and just really dominate them and go in there and not let them score a point, which they did not. But one of my fondest memories was the time when I tackled the quarterback and Rob Newton ended up getting the ball, and we kind of like jumped up and high-fived in the middle of the game.
We were all out in the water one day and it was kind of choppy, and we were doing some team initiatives down the beach, and this kind of rickety boat had this family on it, and I don't know, I kind of forget all the details, but all of a sudden the boat like submerged, and supposedly there was a kid on the boat, and Rory Smith, our #1 trainer, went out there and saved the baby. And I don't know if that's true or not, but we came back up by the buses in the parking lot, and Coach Rieger was, he didn't go out by the beach, whatever, but we came back up and Rory beat everybody and told Coach Rieger he saved the baby. And that got a lot of attention and some laughs and that boys. So,
as a captain of the team, I got to run out first into the Silverdome, and in front of 25,000 people. It was just this awesome moment to go out through the tunnel. And of course, right on my way out, first person out, I tripped in front of all these people. And so that was definitely a great moment, one that I'll never forget, and a lot of people will never forget. But I think it kind of took some of the pressure off and let us laugh a little bit and get ready to play the game. But I'll never forget that.
After being asked to do this, two things that really stuck out in my mind as far as the most memorable from that year. First one would be the feeling we got after the East Lansing game, and most of our whole team just dropped to our knees realizing that we just accomplished what we wanted to do and get to the state finals that year, and just the feeling that overwhelmed us was just immense. It's just
I think one of the things that I appreciated most about that season was the community support. The fact that we had so many people come out to the games. There was a lot of hype about our team prior to the season, and we had an opportunity to go out and show everyone that we were capable of a lot of big things. And for them to give us a community escort going out where they had a fire truck and a couple police cars. And
then we loaded up on the bus, and as we drove out of town, the cheerleaders had stopped at an overpass and hung a big sheet from the overpass that we wanted, saying, "Go Blue, go Fruitport," and kind of the whole town shut down for that game. And even when we came back, unfortunately we didn't get the outcome that we wanted, but we were able to come back, and they threw kind of a community assembly for us to show that they appreciated everything that we did for them, and of course that meant a lot to us because we were able to go out and play for a state championship and make the community proud. Just the way that this community accepted and supported us. It's been a long time, and it still gets me choked up. That the way they came out, and even with that tough loss, it was a win, and that really has stuck with me, and that's why I call Fruitport home.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2001 Fruitport football team. Greg Mott. Number 3, Greg Mott. Number 4, John Rumpel. Number 5, Eric Sponis. Number 11, Jerry Van Dunkler. Number 12, John Andrew Pendle. Number 21, Adam Clark. Number 24, Philip Wilson. Number 31, Steve Anderson. Number 33, Greg Schultz. Number 42, Mark Langlois. Number 51, Greg Smith. Brandon Shaler. '57, Travis Skippers. Fresh off of duty. Snuck away for a minute. Scott Sponis. '63, Justin McFarland. '66, Jeremy Bosch. '71, Jack Numador. '72, Gary Meister. '73, John Rice. '74, Tom DeYoung. '75, Ken Boroff. '77, Rob Stark. '81, Rob Newton. '76, Josh Lawson.
We had to screw up one. All right. All right.
The wonderful coaching staff, Jeff Strait. Rob Rogers. Greg Vargas. Jay Stowelton. Sean Danachak. Dale Grimm. Steve Root. Team trainer, Adrian Christopher Hubbard. And head coach, Steve Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2001 Fruitport football team.
Picture, come on down. Mom's quarterback.
Hold on, don't go anywhere, guys. Hold on, hold on. This is an awards show, right? This is an awards show, so we got to do a selfie. Hold on.
Well, on behalf of the whole entire team, we really would like to thank the selection committee for the honor to be selected into the Hall of Fame. Thank you all for being here to support us and the other athletes. We just want to keep it short and simple. You've seen quite a bit of this, but I think we kind of think there's about 4 things we want you to know about our team. First of all, from the time we were in 8th grade, we had the dream of getting to the Silverdome. We talked about it. We were probably stupid and didn't really understand how improbable it was, but we really believed that that's what we wanted. We talked about it all the time. And every year, we continue to talk about it, continue to dream about it. And that's how we got here, is having that dream.
So that was 1 of 4. Number 2, not sure what else we could add. I mean, the video did a really very good job in talking about the talents that our team had. We definitely had some big players, some big names like Rob Stark and Mark Langlois, which definitely didn't hurt things. And you could ask those guys personally, there was a team around it. The whole team had just plenty of talent, and outside of the talent, we all knew that we wouldn't accomplish anything or go very far if we didn't play as a team and take care of the team and just respect that. Everybody on that field, everybody on our roster had a spot, and they're all equally as important. So that was a huge part of it.
The third thing we would say that got us here is tradition. Over the years, I still think back and have the what if question. What if we would have had that one more win? And I really wonder, would we have been any more seen as champions with one win? We lost to the state champion. We lost to a quarterback who's now in the NFL, a receiver who went on to play in college. With that vision that we had, with that unity that we had, that work ethic that we had, we carried that tradition out, and I feel that we were champions. Coach Wilson talked all the time about faith, family, education, and football, and many of all of us worked that hard in those areas, and we took those dreams that we've had and we've put that into life. And I think back as, one more loss. There's been many other teams from Fruitport who've lost to the state champions. And if they would have won that game, they probably would have won state. They would have been state champions, just like us. Just if we would have not had that one team, that one obstacle. And so the tradition of Fruitport is one that develops champions. Maybe we came one win short, but Coach Wilson has made a program that has made men and made people of character, and that's a tradition that I'm proud of.
Just kind of, last week or so, Coach Wilson's been posting old game film online, and I never had the opportunity to really watch any of that. But some people I really especially noticed during watching those game films are a lot of 4 coaches that aren't here with us tonight. They passed on. Coach Rear, Coach Kessler, and both Adam and Don Pringle. And you start to realize you don't understand it when you're a senior and a 17-year-old that knows everything. You don't understand it. But now that you're a parent and you have family of your own, you have responsibilities, you start to realize the importance, or how valuable their time was. Every one of these coaches in this picture here, and even coaches prior to that, Little League football and whatnot, they had families, they had obligations, other priorities outside of football. They chose to give their time to us, which I think was very important, and I think it was a highlight and something that allowed our team to achieve what we did. So just real quick, the coaches, I want to have you stand up. We're going to exit the stage, and I want everybody to give them a round of applause. Every coach on this plaque that's here tonight, please stand.